Folks, allow me to say that I've been swamped and overwhelmed. I mean, honestly, finals are coming up, folks, and it's near the end of the year. Lately, I haven't had much time to do much content creation or practice gaming as much, folks. As such, there is not going to be a skit for today. And I am sorry if this disappoints you, but it's not on my schedule to create a skit at this moment in time. It takes a lot of creativity to make these skits, and that's why you all love them so much. But for this time, we're going to have to pass. And the same will apply for the Season 1 finale to give this thing a proper send-off. But, however, right here, right now, I am going to announce that something exciting is going to be happening that will change my career as a content creator. I'm not going to give anything away because I'm not certain if this is going to happen, but just know that something exciting might happen. So keep your eyes and ears peeled for an announcement on that later on. With that said, enjoy Season 1, Episode 14 of Life of a Content Creating College Student.
Coursework, financial aid, followers, copyright strikes, and more. You are listening to the Life of a Content Creating College Student podcast starring Wayne Z0207 and Charlotte Waite.
And good evening, folks. My name is Colton W. Hurst, also known as Wayne Z0207 on the internets, and I welcome you to this beloved podcast.
And hello, it's Charlotte back again. It's a pleasure to be back on the podcast, Colton.
Oh yes, and I'm so grateful Greg was able to take your place as sort of a guest / co-host.
Yeah, me too. I am very grateful that even though there was some schedule conflicts, it all worked out.
Yeah, sort of a communication barrier, so to speak. But hey, we're now approaching the Season 1 finale as we speak. And let me tell you, it's going to be amazing being able to send this off with a bang. Hopefully Dr. Foley will be able to come on and give this thing a proper send-off before she retires.
And if not, that's okay, because we can still have a great send-off by ourselves, right?
Oh, yes. Or we could do a double guest featurette. Who knows?
Yeah. The world is our oyster, right?
Yep.
All right. Well, we really haven't seen each other much these past few weeks, and I would love to hear about what are 2 things that went well for you in the last 2 weeks.
Oh, yes. For one thing, I have received plenty of support lately from my professors who believe in me and what I was doing. They believe I could achieve a 4.0 GPA if I continue to work hard and stay focused on my studies. I am determined to prove them right and make them proud. I am confident that I can reach my goal with the help of their guidance and encouragement. I have been fighting my doubts and insecurities to prove to them that I can do it. I am indeed grateful for their support, and I am determined to make the most of it. I'm sure with their help, I can reach my goals, and I'm sure everyone has come across their doubts at one point or another. I'm sure we've encountered some college students that have experienced that.
Yeah. In TOP especially, we talk about imposter syndrome, which is, doubting that you yourself can accomplish and that you are a part of something bigger. And sometimes it feels like you are just someone else that's putting on a mask to be a college student, right? To get through. And it doesn't feel like you can actually do it. It feels like you're just pretending to do it. But that's something a lot of college students face, and you're not alone in. And we really encourage as TOP to be proud of your accomplishments and to realize that, it's you're putting in the work, you're doing it, you're not an imposter, you are doing it, you're succeeding and you're soaring.
Yes, I think I saw a video on Psych2Go. Shout out to that channel on YouTube for providing for explanations for many of the mental health problems that many individuals suffer every day. Thank you for providing awareness. I saw in one of their videos that imposter syndrome does not just apply to college students.
Oh, no.
It applies to everyone. Content creators, engineers, businessmen, you name it.
Yeah,
It's
I faced
everywhere.
it in my job multiple times, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any exemplary moments?
Well, it's just, I am very young in my career, and so, some parts I'm like, man, maybe I'm too young, but no, it's having that confidence. People say, fake it till you make it, but I recently heard, be it until you believe it, right? And that's something that's really powerful, Maybe you don't feel like it's actually you,
Right.
and the talents are coming from you, but be it until you believe it.
Right, and I feel that much the same in both my college careers and my content creating careers, both. Albeit with content creation, I mean, I've been at it for a bit of a longer time, and sometimes I'm even questioning if people are even watching my content too. And that all makes a big difference in the world, because being able to get recognized for your accomplishments and just knowing that you're making a difference, that's a whole lot of validation for content creators, especially extroverted individuals, because they seek that social gratification.
Yeah, that's how they get their energy, right? Yeah.
Whereas introverts, they're not so much as to focus on extroverted type of circumstances.
Yeah, they can still get, a lot of motivation from other people's praise, but introverts find their energy is relaxing on their own.
Right. Right. Just having the moment to themselves, being able to quietly reflect.
Yeah.
And
what's another thing that went well for you this week?
Oh yes, I have actually upgraded my equipment. I purchased an upgraded microphone to upgrade my audio recording capabilities. From this point onward, you're not going to hear my microphone cut in and out in my podcasts or videos.
Yay!
I am now, at this very moment, using the HyperX Quadcast microphone for each and every single one of my audio recordings. This microphone is known for its superior sound quality and is widely used by podcasters and YouTubers and every single content creator. Anyone that could get their hands on it. This is one of those elastic goods that economists have been speaking about, and what I've learned in my economics class. With the HyperX Quadcast microphone, I can record my podcasts and videos with much higher fidelity and clarity. It features 4 polar patterns and sensitivity settings that enable me to control the sound and get the best possible sound quality. Furthermore, it has a built-in noise gate and pop filter that reduces background noise and prevents any sharp sounds from being heard in my recordings. By making use of the powerful features of the HyperX Quadcast microphone, I can record with confidence, knowing I can get the highest quality of sound with minimal efforts.
Nice. And it looks fancy too. It looks pretty cool.
It has a little bit of a shock mount, so that way it prevents from any sort of shock that might come toward it.
Yeah. Bouncing of the table and whatnot. And it's this really pretty sharp red color. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, there was an option where it had a little bit of a rainbow scheme, but this was more efficient.
Oh, yeah.
Not worth the extra bucks to purchase something that's purely decorative.
Yeah, I agree. And how did these things help you grow, and what did you gain out of it?
My confidence, faith, and reassurance in myself and my capabilities as a content creator have improved. I have also learned to take calculated risks and to accept failures and setbacks as part of the growth process. I'm more capable of embracing change and adapting to different situations quickly. I've also become more independent and reliant. I mean, no more having to use a bit of a tripod to place my microphone on. And I think a certain someone had something to do with trying to help me solve the issue of the microphone potentially falling off.
Oh.
Per se. Yeah.
I know, it was a little haphazard on there, huh?
Yeah, quite a bit of an awkward setup.
Yeah, we tried real hard to balance that most days, huh? This is way more convenient, and it's also way easier to to move around with, right?
And you can play around with the polar patterns too. Like for example, I used the third polar pattern to finish off my interviews for the film.
Oh, nice. So it's getting so much use out of the purchase.
Yes.
All right. Well, Colton, what is one setback you've come across in the past 2 weeks?
I encountered a technical difficulty when recording the interviews the day before this episode's recording, May 18th, 2023. My camera wasn't recording properly, and I had to reschedule the interviews for the film, which they were conducted today.
Oh, okay.
So this means in the end, I did solve the issue and the interviews proceeded smoothly. I was relieved I hadn't delayed the project too much. Fortunately, everything worked out, and I could continue filming.
Yeah. May I ask what you're filming on?
I'm still working on that documentary film. We're still 6 minutes in.
Oh, yeah. What equipment are you using to film? Sorry, that's what I meant to ask.
Yeah. I do believe I am using a DevsTech webcam and a microphone, which
nice.
Now with the upgraded microphone, I should be able to record audio much easier.
Yeah. And sound higher quality and professional once you put it together too, right?
Oh yes, the HyperX Quadcast. That would be something that I would highly recommend investing in.
Nice. What is one thing you can take away from your setbacks, and what is one thing you can improve upon?
When using more than one piece of equipment, always use OBS Studio. This allows you to manage multiple sources at once. It also gives you the ability to record and stream your content easily. Also, for the love of God, restart your computer. This is most likely the reason your devices would be giving you trouble. I determined this was the solution to the webcam's malfunctionality.
Oh, was this the computer needed to reboot and get some updates?
Yeah, just needed to reboot. It was already updated, but needed to reboot.
Yeah.
Too much going on. You know how content creators are.
Yeah, so many tabs open, so many appliances, applications.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure most of OIT's students and faculty schedules get packed in that kind of manner, don't they?
Yeah, they do. I know, and I've had some computer troubles this week too, and I know how frustrating that is. I have 3 laptops in my office, one for the students to use, one for me to use, and then an older computer that I can use like as a backup. And 2 of my computers had to be taken in by IT this week to have updates on them, and one wasn't running well, and it's just so frustrating when the things you need you can't work on, you know?
Yeah, and I do believe when I was trying to combat the issue of the capture card static audio, I was also trying to update my drivers. One of my cousins determined that not having up-to-date drivers can be a big old issue when it comes to audio quality.
Yeah.
And because I don't have that much income just yet, I had to try to manually install the updates.
Oh, man, that takes long too. A lot of brain power with that.
Yeah, and it was just straight up overwhelming, so I said, no, I'm not even dealing with this.
Yeah. You go to school with a lot of computer engineers. I bet you could grab one aside and say, hey, can you help me with this? And a lot of times they're more than happy to help you with your computer problems. That's what I've noticed. It's pretty handy.
Yeah, and of course I've come across a few software engineering students and even an IT student.
Yeah, they have really great knowledge in their brain about computers. A lot more than I have. I'm not very smart with computers, so...
Yes, and I think the main reason why they were able to troubleshoot all these issues is because of our applied learning.
Yeah, very true. It comes in handy, right? They graduated and they already know. They've already been in computers.
So perhaps expand upon OIT's applied learning a little bit for context?
Yeah, so OIT, our programs, our degrees, they are intended for, upon graduation, you already have applied experience in what you're trying to do. So mandated externships and internships with a lot of the programs, a lot of really great opportunities. We have in our engineering program, we're connected with something called MECOP, which means juniors or seniors applied for MECOP. They can be placed on internships with big companies like Garmin that are paid internships for 2 semesters. You know, they're earning money, they're in the field, they're learning. And so by the time that they graduate, not only do they have the knowledge, but they have the applied experience that makes them more hireable.
And of course, in my Humanities 235 class, there's not too much applied learning. I mean, we don't have to make a film or anything, but it's just me going the extra mile.
Yeah.
Just taking everything that I'm learning in all my courses, just turning them into a conglomerate.
Yeah. Speaking of the things that you're learning in your courses, what did you do as a college student in the past 2 weeks?
In Eco 201, we explored the 4 market types and distinguished between pure competition and pure monopoly. We discussed how the monopolistic market type creates a barrier to entry for firms, and how market power can be used to raise prices. We also discussed how government regulation, we're not going to go deep into politics, not allowed, can be used to moderate the market power of monopolies. In pure competition, however, there are many firms, homogeneous products, and perfect information. Firms in a pure competitive market have no control over the price they charge and cannot make economic profits in the long run, per se. The second short paper in Humanities 125 is currently being written. In the paper, we focus on a technology and what capacity it can enhance. We also focus on the ethical dilemma it presents, a possible way to address the issue, and if the issue could be adequately addressed. I wrote about how brain implants and memory enhancement technology can enhance human capacity, the ethical dilemmas it presents, and the possible ways to address these issues, and if the issues can be adequately addressed, in which these brain implants can actually fall off.
Of your brain?
Yeah, people actually make devices to enhance cognitive capacities, and when they fall off, it makes the brain not work properly.
Oh my gosh, that is insane. And that must hurt too,
Yeah.
having a brain implant.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't even think about it myself. But, however, I did write on the paper that we need to make sure that we regulate them, we need to monitor the patients that have these implants installed. Just keep in touch.
Yeah. Have you seen like the ethics of, or like the IQ differences? Are they using it on more higher IQ or lower IQ to boost the performance into?
Well, main factor into the paper was we had to focus on the capacities to improve upon. And we can't necessarily call it an enhancement if it cures something. It's only an enhancement if it enhances a cognitive capacity that's already in pristine condition.
Oh, okay. I see. That's pretty interesting.
For Humanities 235, we watched the classic musical Singing in the Rain.
I love that movie.
Yeah, since it's an excellent example of how sound can be incorporated into the film. I mean,
Isn't it beautiful?
Yes, the scene where Kathy and Dawn, where they put on that huge show with the music and the stage. I mean, that was just beautiful. I mean, it was diegetic in a sort of sense, and it was synchronous.
Yeah.
It all fit in with the image.
Yeah.
And we also looked at the classic Akira Kurosawa film, Seven Samurai, discussing the various ways film uses image and social blocking to create tension and emphasize the story's themes. We also looked at the editing techniques, mise-en-scène, sound, and cinematography utilized the film to tell the story. We finally mishmashed it all together.
Oh, okay, nice.
It took 2 class days to watch because it had an intermission. So it took us 2 days to watch, review, and analyze all aspects of the film. It also discussed how they were utilized to produce a powerful cinematic experience. Last but not least, in writing 122, we finally delved into the argument synthesis. Or should I say, everyone else for that matter. I mean, I had to begin work on the argument synthesis ahead of time because I was constructing the film, and that required the argument synthesis because that synthesis is the basis for the entire film. This class was mainly what inspired me to make the film in the first place.
Oh, nice.
So we learned how to combine different sources to create an effective argument. And finally, the class produced effective argument essays that demonstrated their newfound knowledge.
Nice. You've been learning a lot. What can you do to enhance your studies based on your experience?
Since things are getting intense, I'm learning not to multitask. Instead, I focus on one task at a time or a certain set of classes at a time, so that way I can give those types of things my full attention.
Yeah.
It helps me to stay focused and work more efficiently. I also take regular breaks to clear my mind and recharge. Recently, I even took a break from studying to go bowling with the OIT students.
Nice.
It was a great way to take a break and have some fun.
Mm-hmm.
Playing with friends was a great way to relax and forget all the pressures of school.
Yeah.
And I do believe Tomas and Zoe went to the bowling event as well.
Yeah. I think they were there. I heard it was really fun and a lot of people showed up.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely saw quite a bit of people.
Yeah. I heard it was packed.
Definitely. I mean, like, everywhere you looked, there was OIT staff and students.
Yeah.
Everywhere you looked.
Are you going to Music Garden tomorrow?
I am thinking about it, yes. Anyways, as a content creator, I finally got on TikTok. Yes, I'm finally on. You can stop asking me. And for one of my first uploads, I even had the honor of reflecting on one of our previous streams from last weekend, in which I am going to touch base on that in a moment. But, however, I am finally on TikTok. I'm finally finding people that are sort of familiar with the platform. It even gives you the option to find your contacts as well as your Facebook friends.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I mean, there's a whole bunch of new tools at my disposal now that I have TikTok per se.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all the rage. I wasn't planning on getting it because of the so-called garbage clips that you can find on the Try Not to Laughs.
Oh, yeah.
But in accordance with supply and demand, I had no choice.
Yeah, it's the trendy thing to do, right?
Indeed. And like I said, I've had the chance to engage with my followers and get to know them better. One of our first posts was on our Atmosphere livestream last Saturday, in which it was pretty action-packed, and I do thank those that did tune in. But for those that did miss out, well, 54? In our most recent game of the 1991 VHS board game Nightmare, we got our butts whipped by the Gatekeeper. And lo and behold, Greg just had to roll that 6 and failed to roll his exact age. We were relentlessly banished to the black hole with nothing to show for it.
No.
Yep, and Greg just got sent to the black hole for failing to roll his exact age. And I mean, it's seriously irritating. I mean, anyone who is a senior would only have one chance to roll their exact age.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just sheer ridiculousness.
Yeah, that's hard chances right there.
With the Gatekeeper looming, our team was bound to fail. We had no choice but to accept our fates and continue. We had a good time, though, and it's a game we'll never forget. We vowed to get our revenge on the Gatekeeper, and next time, we'll be ready. On my traditional stream on Sunday, I made a decent run on Mustang, but nothing too impressive. Believe it or not, occasionally holding down the LB button wouldn't register, and the game would release the left flipper. Just straight up let go of the LB button, and I would have to react quickly.
Oh, yikes. Yeah.
That definitely throws you off your game.
Yeah, overcompensate a little bit.
When the video reaction segment came along, I had a blast reminiscing about Season 3, Episode 1 of the 1 Minute Melee with Kirby facing off against Pac-Man. We laughed at the funny moments. Next weekend, we'll be ready for Raid Time Friday. The perfect opportunity to get our revenge on the Gatekeeper, possibly. And maybe even pay someone who is also streaming the game a visit.
Oh.
We're all excited to take on the challenge and prove we can beat him. Wish us luck.
Yeah, good luck.
And believe it or not, Nightmare isn't as popular as it seems. Did you watch a commercial on the board game?
I didn't, no.
Yeah, it came out in the 1990s.
Oh, okay.
And so that commercial is on YouTube, believe it or not.
Okay, I was very young in the 90s. So I don't have a whole lot of memories from then.
Yeah, makes sense. Anyways, moving along.
All right, well, enhance your content based on your experience.
We can add more humor to our content to make it more engaging. We can also use our experience to create more detailed and interesting strategies to give our viewers an even better experience. Finally, we can use our experience to create better team dynamics so we can work together more efficiently.
Nice.
And I think one of the Gatekeeper's tactics was to convince us to pull pranks on each other and delay the clock.
Oh, that's a fun challenge.
Yeah. And so the 1991 version of Atmosphere, I'd say that's pretty challenging and pretty nostalgic. Probably why people like the game so much.
Yeah, probably. Colton, what college events or club meetings did you attend in the past 2 weeks?
Last week, I had the pleasure of attending the Top Honors Dinner and Ceremony. This was for students who earned a grade point average of 3.3 or above during the fall and winter terms. I was thrilled to receive a certificate of recognition for my dedication and work. It was an exciting way to motivate me to keep up my grades and strive for excellence. On Wednesday this week, I participated in bowling with fellow OIT students at the Epicenter. The Epicenter provided us with free pizza, although it was ordered from Domino's, beverages, and bowling. We had a great time, and it was nice to forget about classes and exams for a while. It was a great way to reward ourselves for our hard work. There were some prizes up for grabs, but I didn't win any of them. But I did get a shirt for getting a strike.
Oh, nice.
Nothing wrong with taking home merch.
Yeah.
On Monday, the OIT department threw a year-end grill out to celebrate the end of the year. Everyone was encouraged to come out and enjoy food, drinks, and conversation. It was an excellent way to bond with other students and faculty in the departments. All in all, it was an awesome opportunity to get involved at Oregon Tech.
Good.
I mean, there was opportunities galore. How could I pass up?
There were so many. There was like 4 events per day this week, it felt like.
Wow.
Pretty jam-packed. Yeah, lots of different clubs doing different events too.
And I mean, this was something that I needed.
Some fun, right? To push you through that. Well, Colton, on a scale of 1 to 10, how well did this help you get involved with Oregon Tech or Klamath community?
10. As a result of all these events, I had prime socialization opportunities. When bowling, one of my Humanities 235 classmates kept me on my heels.
Oh.
And if I do recall correctly, I was sort of seated at the best table at Top Honors.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you did see me over there, right?
Yeah, why was it the best table?
I think you could kind of guess why.
Oh.
Anyways, everyone at the table was excited and supportive, and I was supported by people I could relate to. One of them was even my Humanities 235 classmates.
Oh, nice.
I even met some members of the staff whom I haven't interacted with in a while. An unforgettable experience, and one I'll never forget.
Oh, good. Yeah. Top Honors is such a big event here in Top because, you know, we're celebrating everyone, not only your grade point average, but overcoming adversity and your dedication to the university. And not to the university, but to yourself, to your own work and taking pride in it and striving and thriving.
Indeed. And I mean, it was just a grand honor to have the privilege of being able to attend the event.
Yeah.
I would have gone in a white tie if it weren't for that bow tie.
Ah, that's okay. Yeah. And we had some really great student speakers. How'd you feel about their speeches?
I mean, they were amazing. So many amazing stories.
Yeah. They made me cry, both of them.
Yeah.
I was just touched.
Yeah.
Pretty incredible.
I mean, eyes can reveal a lot. I could practically see it from my table.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It was exciting. I'm glad we got to do that.
Yeah.
And next year we'll probably have you back again, right?
Oh, yes, definitely. And I think I might have my own speech to speak about my own story.
Oh, yeah. We'd love to have anyone. Like I said, we had 2 student speakers this year, and we'd love to have more next year. So definitely, I mean, one of the speakers this year, she said that she started writing her speech last year when other speeches were being given because she was so inspired. She wanted to share hers as well. So
Right. And of course, being able to speak in front of the Top Honor Ceremony next year, it'll be a blast. Because I've taken Speech 111, and I'm able to demonstrate that knowledge.
Yeah.
And I sort of wish that I could have been able to demonstrate it this year, but Hey, I didn't know what I was going to talk about, so.
Yeah, it's okay, and it's your first honors, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, we usually ask some people that have been to an honors before or have spoken.
Right, indeed.
But it was exciting, and I'm so glad. that
And
we got a
perfect
hold of it.
timing.
Oh, nice.
We are just about out of time for this episode.
Oh.
And so, coming up this next Friday will be Raid Time Fridays.
Okay.
So, if by chance we are playing Atmosphere and we somehow come up with someone streaming the game out of sheer luck, we'd be more than happy to raid their stream and come on.
Oh, that'll be fun. Are you going to be streaming with someone else or just you?
Well, if we're going to be playing Atmosphere, we obviously have to stream with someone else.
Oh, okay.
Because Atmosphere is a more than one player game.
It's a multiplayer. Yeah.
So you certainly can't have just one person on.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So anyways, it's been a blast this episode.
Yeah.
Next episode, we should hopefully have Dr. Foley on to conclude season 1.
Yeah, no pressure though. You
Right.
know, it's she's pretty busy.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's so good to be back. I feel like it's been forever and a half.
I mean, episode 15. I think it was 7 whole months we've been doing this now.
Wow, pretty exciting.
Time does fly.
Time does fly.
And I can't wait to see what season 2 brings as well.
Yeah, it'll be exciting to see.
New guests, new format potentially. Who knows?
Oh, think of switching things up a little bit?
Maybe.
Nice. It's always good to grow and learn and adapt, right?
Right. So anyways, thank you folks so much for tuning in. Remember, there'll be disappointments in life. But humans in the power to turn those disappointments into accomplishments. This is Waynesy0207, a.k.a. Colton W. Hurst, a.k.a. Fourth Wall Breaking, Woman Army, signing out. Good night, folks.
Good night.